Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to use the Feren OS Linux transfer tool to copy your files and other settings from Windows into your new Feren OS installation. So we just did a video on how to install Feren OS and how it works, and we mentioned it had a file transfer tool that you could use. So we're going to show you how to take your data from a Windows computer and then import it into Feren OS. So let's say you want to switch over from Windows to Linux, or you want to have a dual boot, but you still want to have your files, you could use this tool to do so. All right, so on this computer, we have some stuff on the desktop. We have some documents and pictures and music. So we want to export all that so we can import it into our Feren OS installation. All right, so the first thing you need to do is boot to your Feren OS flash drive or DVD, the same one you used to install it with. So we're going to do that right now, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we'll pick our language here. I don't know why it still says English UK when I picked English US, but it'll still work fine. All right, so it's loading a live session here. So obviously you don't want to install Linux on your Windows drive, so we're just booting to the ISO file to run it in a live Linux environment. All right, so the first thing we want to do is to go into the Files app here. You click on our C drive here to mount it. See, it has that little eject icon there. That means that it's mounted. And then this is our backup drive, so we want to mount that as well. All right, then we'll go to this Start menu here, even though it's not really a Start menu. Go to System, go to Transfer Tool. All right, click on Backup Data, and then we want to choose this option to backup data from an external source, Windows. All right, so we're going to pick our 160 gigabyte volume, our C drive, so you're going to need to know, what's what, which is your C drive and which is your backup drive. And if you have more than one user account, it'll show up here. So we're going to pick this one because it's the only user account on this computer. And then we need to choose where we're going to back up to. So this is the backup drive that we have on the same computer. All right, so we're backing up from our Windows drive and this Todd user account here to our backup drive. So we're going to click on Begin Backup. So this will take a minute here. Okay, so that's pretty quick. So close Transfer Tool. All right, so now we have everything backed up onto our backup drive. So I'm going to shut down this computer here. All right, so then I'll take this backup drive out that we just copied the files over to, and then install it on the Feren OS Linux computer that's already been configured to go, and then we'll import our files and see how it works. All right, logging in. All right, so now we're in the actual Feren OS Linux installation that was installed on the hard drive on the other computer. So we're not on the Windows computer anymore, but I did move the drive over to the Feren OS computer. So let's go into Files here. So here's the drive that I moved over from the Windows computer. So we'll mount it by clicking on it. Okay, so now we'll go to the transfer tool on this computer. So now we're going to click on Restore Data this time. All right, we need to choose where we're going to restore from. The backup drive here. Choose what we want to restore. All these folders and even the desktop background, so we'll see if that comes over. And we'll click on Begin Restore. You can see the folders and files are starting to come over on the desktop there. All right, close the transfer tool. All right, so you can see we have our Windows background, we have our files and folders from the desktop. We go into Documents, we have our documents there, our music, in our pictures. Then if we go to the file system, then to the home folder, which is like the users folder in Windows, we have our user account Bob here. You can see we have the same thing there. All right, so once again, make sure you have a secondary removable drive in your Windows computer. Boot to the Feren OS operating system ISO file. Go to the Files app first. Make sure you click on your drives there, the Windows drive and the backup drive, to mount them with the little eject symbol there. Then run the transfer tool from System. Click Backup Data, pick your source and destination, run the transfer, then take that drive out, install it in your Feren OS computer, and then do the same thing where you mount the backup drive, run the tool again, and this time do the restore option, and that's all there is to it. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.